Hi, today on Gary's Urban Larder, I'm making the classic hamburger, one of my favorites, and I'll share with you my special spicing for it. Let's get started. All right, I'll take you through the ingredients. So I have ground beef, clove of garlic, some smoky paprika, celery seed, ground mustard, and some onion powder, salt, pepper, and Worcestershire sauce. And I've got some brioche buns that are seeded, which I'm just going to brown off. So let's go ahead and get that done. So I'm just starting the butter to melt, and you'll notice I'm using an iron skillet. I like using an iron skillet because it distributes the heat really well. And also the higher sides when you're cooking your hamburger means that it cooks very well. You don't have to worry about turning it very much. We're going to just try to turn it once. We'll let those toast, and while they are toasting, we'll start seasoning our hamburger. So I'll start with the garlic, and I want about half a clove per pound or half kilo of ground beef. So I just grate this really finely. Some people prefer, you can use garlic powder, but I really love the pungency you get from using grated garlic. Turn that down. Those are starting to toast. Looking good. So in goes our smoky paprika. In go our celery seed, our dried mustard, and our onion powder. And I'm going to give that a generous pinch, 2 pinches of salt. Good crack of pepper. Just check our burger buns. They're doing well. Let's let them go a little longer. And a splash of the Worcestershire sauce, about a tablespoon. You can use it to taste. So once, oh, that looks good. I can come out. There's really no point in doing your own hamburgers at home if you're not going to toast the buns. So, okay, we've got those toasted. Just set those aside. And now just use your hands. A little extra onion powder. Just use your hands and just gently mix that together. We don't want to overhandle it. I think that's the mistake a lot of people make. And then your hamburger can be really dense and it can be very coarse. There's not enough juice. It loses its juiciness. And this is, by the way, 20% fat. I wouldn't go any less than 15% fat. And we're just going to divide that roughly into 4. We want those to be fairly thick. And you can see, I'm going to lower this. I'm not really shaping it a great deal. I do want it to be just slightly bigger than our bun because it will shrink when it goes in. And I'm just going to put that in that hot pan, and you hear that sizzle. And we'll do the next one. And again, I'm not over handling it. If I want a little more, I just add a little more. And that goes into the pan. And I tell you, already the smell is fantastic that's coming off of these. Get the third one in there. And I'll see if I can just move these a little bit to make some space. Yeah. And now we have the fourth one in. So they have just a little bit of space around them, and I want to leave them. I just want to leave them. So I'm just going to wash my hands. Okay, I've cleaned up a little bit, at least myself. And, you know, if you want, you can add just a little flake or two more of salt on the top of those. And what we're looking for is really for that to get some good caramelization. You don't want to smash them. We're not going to do that. This is not some trendy smash burger. This is a good old-fashioned classic hamburger. We increase the temperature just a little bit. You can start to see the sides of the hamburger changing color. And actually, you just leave this alone. It couldn't be simpler. I think a lot of people want to fuss with things a bit too much. The beauty of this, it's like grilling a steak. You don't want to turn a steak several times. You want to let it get a good sear. And then when you're ready to flip it over, you know you've got that nice crust. And then you're going to seal it on the other side and keep all that flavor and the juiciness into the meat. And that's exactly the same principle we're doing here. So I'll give that just a little bit longer. It's probably been down about 4 minutes. Give it another minute or two, and then we'll start flipping burgers. Okay, I'm ready to flip the first burger. Oh, we have really good caramelization on that. You come in very closely. So I just want to follow these around the way I put them in to make sure that we give them enough time. Yes. Those are looking good. I'll give these last two a bit longer before we turn them. Now, I tend to like my burgers medium rare, which you can't get in most restaurants now. So I have to make them at home. So I'm going to flip the others. That could have lasted a little bit longer. So it goes back. Check that one. The same. You see, that's what you want to avoid. You don't want to be flipping back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to let it sit, get that crust, get that char. And the others are starting to steam the outside from the closeness in the pan. And that's why we're using the high-sided, even heat distribution of an iron skillet. Okay, I've moved the pan a little bit, and I've flipped the remaining burgers, and those are getting really good color. And I'm getting things ready. So plates. I've got some Dijon mustard, some ketchup, my own pickles with onion, and our buns. So we're going to let those rest a little bit when we take them out before we plate. I think I want a little bit of lettuce as well. Now it's at this point where you could add some cheese if you'd like. But I really want you to see how juicy these hamburgers are. And remember, we've handled them very, very sparingly. Okay, that's it. Turn those off. And we'll just remove these to a clean plate. And we want them to just rest a little bit. Again, like you would do for any good cut of meat, any steak. And I'm just going to then a little more salt. It's not a great deal. And maybe a little crack of pepper. Now the great thing to do is actually to season my tomato slices, which I have here. bit of salt, bit of black pepper, and give that a few minutes and we'll plate. Our burgers have rested, and so now it's time to dress them. Have our toasted buns. I'm going to keep this very traditional. Bit of ketchup, she'll put on the bottom bun. Bit of Dijon, mustard there, and just maybe 3 pickles. There. It's tasting pretty good. So, one of our burgers, slice of tomato, and some baby Jim lettuce, and then we'll top that with the rest of the bun. There is our beautiful homemade classic hamburger. I've cleaned up as usual, and it's time to taste this. It's a beautiful burger. I do want to cut it for you so you can have a look inside and see how juicy that burger is. Oh gosh, that looks fantastic. Okay, time to taste. You know, the Worcestershire sauce gives it a nice umami flavor. You get the little bit of the celery seed, the garlic, not overpowering. It's really delicious. One more bite. Well, thank you for joining me today at Gary's Urban Larder. If you enjoyed today's recipe, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please join the channel. It's free. And remember to ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single delicious recipe. And finally, please share this video with your friends to help build a community. Until next time, goodbye.